The strike at Sibanye-Stillwater is entering its third month tomorrow. Unions demanding a 1,000 rand increase, but the company is not budging. It's sticking to the 850 rand offer that it has put on the table. Let's get more now, and we speak to the AMCU president, Joseph Mathunjwa. Mr. Mathunjwa, thank you very much for your time. The Mineral Resources Minister, Gwede Mantashe, getting involved, trying to get yourselves and the employer closer to one another. Are you at all able to reach an agreement anytime soon?
That's a difficult question for AMCU and NUM. I think the powers lies with the Sibanye-Stillwater, because are the one who have captured the resources of this country. So therefore they are the masters. So we are treated as beggars in the land of plenty. So the key is with them. We sell our labor to them. They have to pay the labor as we believe that what we worth. So if one person, Neil Froneman, is worth 300 million without even taking a cage, going underground, working under those conditions, can his board deem fit to pay him 215 rand per second, more than the national minimum wage of 23 rand, which is times 10, and 1,500 per minute, whereas we ask only 1,000 per month. Therefore, the answer is with him. You have to ask him, when are you willing to close the gap? When are you willing to address these triple challenges? If you are raking 300 million as an individual in the expense of the black majority mine workers.
Yeah, well, that's a very fine breakdown of his salary. You're quoting per second how much he earns. On the other hand, he has said that if he were to give the plus minus 30,000 workers in the gold sector the 1,000 rand increase they are looking for, that essentially that would collapse at least the gold sector or the gold division of his company. Do you go along with that explanation from his side?
No, I think this is a pure sheer arrogance of white money capital. Is a sheer arrogance of people who does not respect the blood and the sweat of our heroes and heroines who laid down for this democracy that we realize today, even it does not deliver the economic emancipation to the majority of black people in South Africa. Is an arrogance that hasn't been challenged in his lifetime. So by this coalition or this working together with National Union of Mine Workers has taught him a lesson that he cannot continue to thrive in the back of the black majority, in particular this union. They've been thriving through the divided or the division caused by them within the labor movement. So in this current space, you could see clearly, and that is evidence even in their meetings when we met them, to say they are very disappointed. They thought by now this relationship of AMCU and NUM approaching wage negotiation could have been broken down by now. So you could see clearly they are having a sleepless night when the majority of two unions fighting for one cause joining hands to liberate itself from the tentacles of Sibanye-Stillwater on economic emancipation.
Mr. Mathunjwa, a similar strike over salary increases back in 2018. That strike was led by your union. It lasted 5 months. Are you willing to stretch this particular one thus far all the way to possibly 5 months? How are workers feeling at this time?
Yeah, I mean, the strike is not dependent on us as leaders of the trade unions. The strike now is led by the members of the trade unions themselves. The mandate is with them. So are the ones who are toiling, who are dying every day. As we speak, 4 workers lost their lives at Harmony Gold. May their soul rest in peace, and the family, we send our sincere condolences to them. Those workers, I mean, they toil in the belly. They've got no assurance whether they will come up alive. So if Neil Froneman was able, from the past 15 years, to enslave black majority in the gold sector, so I don't think 2 months, 3 months will be saying it's too tall for the workers to decide. These are older people. These are our fathers, our uncles, our mothers, our sisters. They know the challenges that they are facing. What can you do with 1,000 rand every month?
This is the question that was asked by some of the critics of your union back in 2018, when that strike finally ended after 5 months. And the question was, what did the workers really achieve versus the amount of money they have lost over the months that they were on strike? How would you handle that same criticism this time around?
I mean, those revolutionaries, those armchair revolutionaries who are good to critique when we fight our battle or the wars of economic liberation, I won't even bother myself to worry about them. What they've been doing them, where are the philosophers, where are the scholars that are revolutionary minded, that are able to challenge the system? It's a revolution. We're challenging. You cannot, when you happen not to achieve the desired goal in the revolution, and then you are labeled as a failure. It's only those people who are not mentally okay. But we, as we feel the brunt of enslavement in these minds, we don't see as a failure. You remember yourself in 2012 in Marikana, all those fathers and brothers who were mowed down by the state, they were fighting for the economic emancipation. You were with me on the very same fateful day. So nothing, the state and the business collided, convene and make a map of how to kill the workers fighting for this. And the same, Sibanye in 2018, in the very same strike that we are referring to, that toxic relation that Advocate Dali was talking about in the commission of omission of Falam. We saw it when Sibanye-Stillwater, Neil Froneman was servicing the state vehicle in their workshop, giving them all the infrastructure that they needed in order to break the strike where the workers are fighting. And this was reported to the Minister of Police, Mr. Begitsele, was given all the documents, the pictures. We reported to the state president, the sitting state president, that this toxic relation of the state and the private business is still continuing to undermine the right of the workers to strike enshrined in the Constitution, but nothing was happening.
Yeah. Well, that's the president of AMCU, that's the trade union organizing in the mining sector. Thank you very much for your time.